up us strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Well, viewers, we are continue to celebrate our women on International Women's Day. So we are connecting you with Germany and to see what's going on in Germany as Tobago has a contingent there at ITB trade show happening right now in Berlin. And, we are making sure that we connect with some of the women that's behind the scenes and making sure that things happen so that we in Tobago can benefit in the tourism industry, especially from the German and the Scandinavian markets. So I want to say a special good morning to Miss Perl Henry, who is the marketing officer for TTAL, as well as Miss Angelika Wegner for Max, Tobago's destination representatives in Germany. Good morning and welcome to you both. How are you? And happy International Women's Day.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're very cold. Very cold.
Very cool. I bet. Well, don't worry, you're gonna get warmed up pretty soon. Now I want to start off this morning's questions with just to give us an idea of what, for the viewers who do not know, what is the ITB trade show and that's happening, and why is this important to Tobago?
Okay, well, the ITB is basically the largest tourism trade show worldwide, normally attracting attendees of over 20,000. Okay, so now you can imagine how important that is to reconnect, especially after COVID, reconnect with the tour operators, restart the conversation of Tobago being the premier tourism destination in the Caribbean. I'm sorry, Candice, I lost you. I'm not hearing you clearly. Can you repeat?
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering, what's the contingent like? What's a team like over there in Berlin?
The team, well, the feedback so far has been generally good. Everyone is optimistic. In terms of the statistics that we've had so far, it's supposed to be a good year in terms of tourism, especially in the Germanic and Scandinavian market. So everyone, I think, is hyped. We're comfortable. We're engaging in a lot of dialogue. The prospects look good. So we're looking forward to another good 2 days.
All right, and I want to turn now to Miss Angelika Wegner. Can you give us some updates, as to what are some of the wins that we are coming out with from ITB?
Could you just, first of all, hello from Port Stephanie. Could you just repeat?
Can you repeat? Yeah. Can you repeat first? Because the atmosphere is a bit loud. So we're having a bit of a difficulty in hearing you. So you may have to speak up as we're in the same room, just trying to accommodate you guys and have a good interview.
No problem. So I was just wondering, what are some of the updates that are coming out from just the meetings and the collaborations that are going on right there at the ITB trade show?
So I think up to now, we are now on the day 2 of ITB, and it's extremely busy. And what really impresses me, as having been with ITB for so many years, how busy our stand is. It's amazing the interest among the trade. We are seeing visitation from the biggest wholesalers. We had some really great positive meetings, and I think the overall impact that this show is giving us, or the impression that it is giving us, is how positive the relationship is between the German trade and how big the interest is in Tobago. So we really have seen visitation from our biggest wholesaler partners, and they are extremely positive and very dedicated to Tobago. So they all embrace the fact that we are seeing a restart of Tobagonian tourism here in this market, and they all see and clearly reconfirmed and emphasized the big potential that this beautiful island has for the German market. So yes, I think it's been a real reconfirmation of the status that Tobago gained even before the pandemic, and it's great for us and very optimistic. I think a very optimistic trend and development that we see us being embraced by our trade partners, and of course we will now support and follow up on this with getting us on the radar of the consumers as well, so they will see the same impact there.
What do you see for the future of the partnership with TTAL? What does the future hold in terms of how can you both work together to to bring visitors to destination Tobago?
It's very difficult to understand. I'm sorry, it's so noisy here. We've got the Dominican Republic here. It's too noisy.
And
They're not as sophisticated as we are, like being a little bit, like nice. So maybe you could just repeat it once again.
I was just wondering about, what does the future look like in terms of the partnership with TTAL, with Torimax? How do you see this partnership going?
So I think we are really heading into a very strong relationship. I have been working with Tobagonian authorities and with the marketing teams for 10 years already, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I see so much potential in the destination because it really caters for so many things and experiences that especially the people of my markets, the German speaking markets, Germany especially, of course, and Austria and Switzerland, what they are longing for, especially now after the pandemic. So they want to rejuvenate, they want to, like really, they seek privacy, they don't want to go to mass tourism destinations. For me, it's an absolute pleasure and honor to be able to showcase and promote this island, such a beautiful island, to my markets. And there is a clear trend for customers here to respond to all the uniqueness and the unique factors and elements that the island has to sell and to showcase. So for me, it's I think I see a very positive trend for the island. And given the fact that we are already working on great marketing activities, I am sure that we will see a very strong impact. And I hope with my work I can dedicate to this.
Great. And Pearl, Henry, can you give us an idea of, just the Scandinavian prospects? We had the Apollo flight some years ago, and I know there are attempts going on to perhaps get back a flight of maybe Apollo or something similar, so we can get tapped back into the Scandinavian market. Are there any positive strides being made there?
Yes, I mean, there have been conversations, Candace, at this point in time. I can't really go into the details and confirm that, yes, there is going to be a flight coming from Scandinavia or no. But what I can say is that the conversations are continuing, the prospects sound good, so we'll just have to wait and see where we go from there.
So what's the schedule like for the next day or two? Because I think it wraps up tomorrow, the trade show wraps up tomorrow.
It does, it does. The conversations were good thus far. In terms of TITA, we have a busy schedule. We have meetings all day. The meetings are held with tour operators, bloggers, just persons who have a general interest in Tobago and in the Caribbean as well. So basically, it's the same schedule tomorrow. Meetings all day, promoting Tobago, speaking about Tobago, talking about the various niches that we have as well. So yeah, that's basically it for the next day and a half.
All right, and Ms. Wegner, what advice can you give to some of our tourism stakeholders in terms of preparing for German tourist arrivals? What do German tourists want to see at this point in time on an island like Tobago?
So I think the most, or let's say the most important advice I would like to give is to point out that especially value for money, will be the main decision-making factor for German consumers. Currently facing some, challenges here in the market with rising costs for, fuel and energy and all that. So the German consumers, they always were the biggest spenders when it comes to holiday travel. And again, we already see that because we have been seeing in a press conference, we have seen results from wholesalers which show that the expenditure on travel has already reached the pre-pandemic figures. So that is a very, very positive sign. And of course, we all want to leverage of this. But on the other hand, the customers they will be very sensitive and very savvy about where to spend and what to spend their money for. So I think there are a few things that our stakeholders and tour operators on the island should keep in mind. First of all, be proactive, reach out to TTAL, be in a constant communication about your products, about your properties. Keep us updated so that we can feed it to our trade partners because communication is really becoming key. We have to be very transparent about developments, about challenges that a hotel or a tour operator might have. But then on the other hand, be aware or maybe work on creating an experience to really transport the wonderful culture of Tobago. The people will come to rejuvenate, to be by themselves in a way, but also experience the culture. So I think one of the most important things will be to openly showcase, the hospitality and, the, you know, wonderful lifestyle and way of life that the island has to offer. And when you really reach out to the guests that will be coming, it's an easy game for Tobago because it has got this wonderful culture. And then another thing is really important. Make sure when you have guests from Germany that they talk about the wonderful experiences that they have with you and on the island. Because we all know ranking and commentary on websites like TripAdvisor or in Germany it would be a holiday check. This will become key because customers will reach out and do research and see what other consumers have experienced. So be proactive, ask customers for a steady feedback, and just encourage them to talk about it online.
Right, great. Miss Phil Henry, I want to give you the last word. Just to update, just to speak to the Tobago public, and just to give them an idea of what can we expect when you guys come back. What are some of
All
the
right,
the hopes?
well, basically, ITB lays the foundation for gathering information, and that determines what strategies that we're going to be engaging in for the next year and beyond. So basically, what we're doing now is gathering insights, gathering information, because you would have imagined that post-COVID, a lot has changed. Trends have changed. Customers, visitors, they are not the same. So what we're basically doing is gathering information to create a good campaign to be able to promote the destination efficiently. What you can expect though is a closer relation with our stakeholders. We realized that there was more or less a gap between the agency and the stakeholders, which we are aiming to close in on. So you can expect a closer relationship. You can expect more dialogue, and we will take it from there, creating an effective campaign to attract visitors in the future.
All right, want to thank you both for joining us this morning and taking some time from your busy
You're
schedule.
most welcome.
Really, really, really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to seeing what comes out of ITB 2023 when you guys return. All right, viewers. We have more coming up in the program, but we just have to take a quick break first, so don't go anywhere.
Live where you vacation. Come let we go. Come let we go. Come let we go to sweet to be.